Hi everyone, I'm Serene.
I'm Slowlow.
Welcome to our channel.
So first of all, our podcast is called a Rattling Rendezvous. It's like two girls, just chit-chatting in Serene's cozy, warming living room. So actually, it came up to me that I just realized this is our like fourth time
to
meeting.
meet. Yes.
Like we only know each other for like
a month.
Right.
think
And
a
then we're not meeting each other like every day.
Yeah.
We have no like overlapping in our life circles.
Yeah. Somebody introduced Itong to me, and the first time I met you, I was like, oh, I like this girl. I think we should do something together. And now we are like doing this podcast. I think it just happens naturally.
Wait, so when did you first have this idea of like
Podcast?
Right.
There was a teacher called Jack, our mutual friend.
Which is our matchmaker.
Yeah, matchmaker. The first time I met this guy, he just strongly suggested me to try podcast because he thinks that the podcast is the best channel for the people who wants to express their opinion, and also I think he loves podcasts, so that's why he persuaded me to try podcast.
I think he just in general he just loves talking like non-stop yapping.
But we're not doing podcast right now.
Well, anyways, podcast can be in like multiple forms. This is one of the forms.
Okay, cool. But I always want to find a channel to express my idea because my career is basically help others to express their ideas. So I really want to find a platform to like say it out my thoughts, or just like some people they listen to your ideas and they get inspired and they want to be friends with me. I think that is also very important to find the people who have the mutual value with me. Yeah. What about you? Like, why do you want to do this?
Interesting, because so I came back from the US last year. So when I first came back, hi, this is our
Therapy dog.
yes, this is our furry friend Duen-D. He's very cute, he's very lovely. He's trying to get our attentions.
Yes.
And then, anyways, go back to the topic. I always had this idea of starting a podcast, just on my own though. But it's more like I want to do like more of a academic, like very, very boring, dry kind of those teaching stuff. That is echoing my academic background, which is art history. But then, I'm Slowlow. Like I act slow, I talk slow, I think slow. I also procrastinate. I'm big procrastinator.
Okay.
So, like this idea of having a podcast is always like hovering around my mind. It's just never like grounded. So, and then after literally a year, and then I met Serene, and then she's an actioner. Yeah. So she's like, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Don't care about the results. Just do it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Finally, I need her because like she actually pushes me. Yeah. I need someone to like pushes me or like whiplash me. So yeah, finally, I have this, and then another thing other than like. Well, we have this similar mind of sharing our voice and hoping that it can help other people or inspire other people. Yeah. And I also think because unlike you, I think you're very good at expressing yourself. Yeah. But I'm on the contrary. Okay. Like when it comes to expressing, I always like this. I don't know what to say, so I think this is a good opportunity, good chance for me to expressing. Right, because a lot of my friends, especially our matchmaker Jack, which we love you, he always says that I should express more. Okay. Because otherwise my friends don't know like what's going on in my head, what's going on in my mind. Sure. So that that's not real friends.
Yeah.
So I thought, this is a good chance.
Yeah, that's
And then,
good.
right. And then we talk about like healing.
You have so many thoughts in your head. It's very easily for you to get a feeling of depressed or like anxiety.
I actually think about like who do I start this podcast with?
Yeah.
And then the reason why I think we can like hit it off.
Yeah.
Because of our background.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
It's really interesting.
Yeah, totally
So,
different.
Right. As I mentioned, like I used to study abroad and then live in the overseas for like 7 years or so.
Yeah.
And then my background is more like
Academic.
academic, like very niche. Like I study art history, specifically Buddhism.
Yeah.
A lot of people would be like, so
What's Buddhism?
Buddhism is like Buddha. Like
okay.
阿弥陀佛.
The religion, the 宗教吗?
The religion, yes.
Oh, okay.
宗教.
Okay. You study this religion.
You don't know?
I don't know. I just know like you were studying art history.
Yeah.
But Buddhism, okay.
Yeah, Buddhist art.
Okay.
Yeah, like Buddha, like Bodhisattva and stuff.
So
right.
You pray.
No, see, that's like one of the things that I get often asked. People are like, so you believe in Buddha?
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Oh, you're just interested in
I
that.
just study them. I don't believe in them.
Okay.
After graduation, like kind of just, fall into this traditional track of going to museums, galleries.
Yeah.
Like I also stayed like a very short periods of time in auction house.
Yeah.
So like, predictable. It's a predictable career path laid out in front of me.
Yeah.
So, but you're more like, you have a really colorful.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's more like messy. I'm not saying messy, like very freestyle. I think.
Yes.
Very freestyle. Because I studied law in my undergraduate time. Because my mother, not forced me, but my mother really wanted this happen. So like, okay, third year of my college, I took a class called entertainment marketing, and the teacher, the professor, she just shared a lot of story of becoming a talent agent, and I was like, oh, I think being a talent agent, working with artists and being their manager is something like I feel passionate about at that time. So I took an internship in entertainment industry, helping artists to do a lot of promotional stuff.
Yeah.
So I studied marketing for my master degree, and after graduation, I just took a job at a talent agency called a creative artist agency, and then I go to a label called 88 Rising because I want to help with singers specifically. So I need to know how music industry works. So I went to a label, and then I went to a media called Complex. So basically all along the way, I'm just trying to learn how to be an artist manager.
So I know like 88 Rising is like a really, really like a big thing.
Yeah.
But then it's like you said, artist manager.
Yeah.
Like, and then you also studied in US and then worked in the US.
Yeah.
Like, you could have gone to like a traditional, like Hollywood-esque kind of company instead of like 88 Rising, because back then I think when you joined them, it's like an upcoming. It's not like an established.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So why did you choose 88 Rising? That's just a personal question.
I just feel like, because when I worked for 88 Rising, I was only like 25 or 26. I was very young, so I really want to work for a company whose IP I feel like admire. So I feel like 88 Rising was like helping Jackson Wang on the stage of Coachella and giving the Asian a venue or a channel to present their performance to the world. I think that is something I really want to do. That is to help more Asian artists to on the world stage.
Before we are recording, like you mentioned you need to like knock on the door,
Yeah.
like, and then to like ask for a business and stuff.
Yeah, because right now, like I don't work for any companies right now. I'm just working for myself. I started my own company and managing several artists. So as a so-called business owner, and I need to
You're entrepreneur.
Yeah, I think so. I need to knock the door to earn a job opportunities for my artists.
But I don't know. I felt like in the art industry,
Yeah.
like this is gonna be an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
I'm not responsible for this.
Yeah.
Although I'm saying this, I'm not responsible for what I said.
Yeah.
I feel like art world people, most of them, I'm not saying like all of them, but most of them somehow has this like working mask. Sometimes you can call them phony people.
Okay.
Like a little bit, not so real, not so genuine. If you are I wouldn't call it like higher, like in a higher position people, but in general, like when you want to like get a job or something, they may seem that they're very like,
approachable or like
no, they will put up a mask. They'll be like, wow, okay, we'll take a look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very, approachable.
Yeah.
And then very, very, seemingly they want to help.
Yeah.
However, they would just like throw your resume right away. And if you're like using this self-introducing or self-recommendation kind of way to approach, they'll be like, who the hell are you? Like, why do I want you to work for me?
Okay, so like how are they going to decide which candidates they're like having?
Interesting. So I may say this in a very unpleasantly way.
Yeah.
But it's happening. Like people know about it. Like it's just a very dark thing, dark side of the art world.
Yeah.
So if you want to work in the Western gallery or US or stuff, first of all, if you're not a US citizen, it is very hard because of sponsorship. We all suffer that, right? The working visa. The galleries, they don't want to spend money, time and energy to sponsor you. Go through this, sponsorship process. Because it's very,
it's very hard
and unnecessary for them. Because a lot of people with US citizenship, they can't just, even
do
work
the same.
Right. Do the same, and then even asking for like a really lower like pay. And then so that's one. Another would be, I don't know, like your, like you said, your connection.
I
It's
think
all about a connection.
It's all about connections.
Yes,
I believe that.
Right. And then if you're like a newbie, you're a rookie, you know nothing.
Newbie.
Yeah.
So cute. Newbie.
You're like a fob, like fresh out of the boat.
Yeah.
Just graduate. Yes.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, we'll
consider
we'll consider
it.
you. We'll contact you later.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel the same.
And then even if you like conquered, overcome all of this like stuff, they'll give you like a minimum wage.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like minimum wage living in New York or Chicago?
Yeah. When I was in New York, right after graduation, I applied so hard on for the positions at some big entertainment company, and they answered the same. Like they always replied in a very polite way, saying like, for entry level positions, usually we don't do sponsorship because we don't need it.
Right.
Yeah, so I feel like everyone thinks the same.
Which I mean, to put me in their shoes, I can understand.
Yes.
Right? Why do they want to like spend extra money and time to like help you go through this unnecessary things for, right? So that's just like extra cost that they don't need to do.
You don't need to do it because they have like much more replaceable choices. Right. So it's hard. It's a very like cruel truth for the international students. But it's the fact. It's the reality.
I was so like bothered by this thing.
Yeah.
So I after graduation, I was debating between whether like I should go back to school, which is to get a PhD.
Yeah.
And then that's like a traditional track of art history student.
Yeah.
And then between this and then should I like get a job, be realistic. I can't live dependently on my family and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm not a rich kid. I'm not like a trust fund baby.
Yeah.
So my original thought is really beautiful. I can manage both. I can apply while working.
Yeah.
But then after like a month or so, I realized it's not gonna happen.
Hard.
It's not gonna happen. So I decided to work a little, to see what is going on in this industry. I want to I'm curious. So I applied to this museum job, and then which is in Chicago. I stayed there for like 7-8 months. After I felt like it's not what I expected.
Why? I think working for museums, it sounds very like elegant lifestyle. you're in the gallery and so many like well-suited guests, and you introduce the artwork for them.
That's what I thought before. That's exactly what I thought before. And then I bet that's like everybody what is thinking in their mind when they heard like you can work in a museum.
Yeah.
However, it's not the truth.
Okay.
I mean, not the place I stayed. Maybe other places.
Yeah.
Because the place I stayed is very like, it's one of the top, for sure. Not only in the U.S. but the whole world. However, it's kind of conservative.
Okay.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like I was the only Asian face in the department.
God.
Yeah.
So okay. So I don't think they will assign you a lot of important tasks.
Not at all.
Only like.
And then if you want to like internal transfer to like positions you want.
Yeah.
Although the gates are open.
Yeah.
You're not like never ever get it. It's just hard.
It's very hard.
Yes. So like this is what we call like diversity hire.
Yeah.
Because they need someone who's Asian, to look good.
Politics.
I quit. I was like, no, I'm out of this.
Yeah.
I was going to find something else that is interesting.
Yeah.
So then I applied to this Christie's auction house job.
Oh, auction house.
Auction house. I was.
Oh, sounds very like fancy. Okay.
Right. I was thinking maybe this could be a different thing, because when I heard auction house, when I heard Christie, I was like you.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, money.
I know, this is like fancy.
Yeah.
You know, the world that I've never been to.
Yeah.
And then when I was there, it was the Asian Week, which is like a spring sale that is solely for the Asian artworks, whether it's contemporary but basically there are like Asian antiques and stuff.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay, auction houses, another sales job.
Yeah.
Like I was there basically being a salespeople.
Yeah.
And then sales is more like you need to solicit more customers.
Yeah.
You need to build like a network.
Yeah.
Right, stuff. So it's more like
Complicated.
selling.
Yeah, selling.
Like socializing.
Yeah.
You have this quota every quarter.
Yeah.
You have to complete.
Oh.
So, and then that's one track. So for another track is like you do the research stuff. You become the scholar.
Okay.
Working for the auction house, like backstage, behind the scene.
Oh.
Yes, archival.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what the research for?
Good question.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of like antique stuff, right?
Okay.
You need to generate like conditional report.
Okay.
Like saying which year is this artwork, and then what is the background, we need to, because if you want to sell something to the
Oh,
customers,
I see.
you need to like write, like tell them what is this artwork, why is it so special, like what's the technique, stuff like that. And then you also have to research, like categorize, because we have category every like sale, spring sale, autumn sale and stuff. You need to generate this category and then write the labels and stuff.
I see.
Right.
Just providing, actually just like serving for sales as well.
Yes.
Just providing the basis or evidence to support it.
But this could be fun. But this is something I wanted to do. Because it's more like, you know, academic stuff, like in book research, which is everything I love. But then they require a PhD degree.
What?
Yes!
For doing the research?
Yes!